I'm very bitter right now. I'm very bitter. I'm trying to calm down because I've tried to film this video like multiple times. It hasn't worked out. I usually go into a raid and start ranting. But I'm going to be reviewing Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. This was my most anticipated release of the year, and as you could tell, I did not like it. I gave it 1 star. It is the sequel to Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. I'm going to be assuming that everybody who is watching this video has read this because this is a sequel. It's going to spoil what happens in here. But this follows 16-year-old Simon Spire, who is gay, but he is not out to his family and friends yet. And one day he is blackmailed into helping one of his classmates get with Abby, who is his friend. And he falls in love online with a boy who goes to his school who is also gay, and it is so cute. And there's a movie, Love Simon. The book's way better than the movie. But okay, now let's get back to Leah. So this is senior year at Creekwood. Yeah, so that was it. And we're gonna get the story from Leah's perspective. And I wish I could tell you some more about this book, but it literally had no plot. I don't think anybody could spoil this book if they tried to. It had no plot. It's very character driven, but even that failed because Leah makes no growth throughout the whole entire novel. She is a jerk when we meet her at the end, at the beginning, and she's a jerk when we close the last page at the end. Like, there was no growth. Let me talk about what I liked first. I loved the little bit of Simon and Bram that we got to see, but I really wish we would have just got the sequel that we wanted, where it would be more focused on Simon and Bram's relationship and not Leah. Okay. I also love the representation in the book. Leah is a bisexual, and the word is stated multiple times in the book, which is something I really truly appreciate because I feel like bisexuality is so disrespected by everybody. People who are not in the LGBTQ community and people in the LGBTQ community. And I rarely find books. If you have any, please let me know in the comment section down below. Books that have bisexual main character and that the word is used in the text. So I really appreciated that because Leah is bisexual, she's Jewish, and she is plus size fat, whatever you want to say. So I really loved that. And of course, it still has um, Becky Albertalli's style of writing real, authentic teenagers that I fell in love with Simon Versus. That's about it. Nothing else I liked. Okay, I got my notes. Let me push those up. No, I can't barely see. Okay, so Leah is an unlikable character. Let me just get my whole notes over here so I won't mess up anything. Yeah. Okay, so Leah is an unlikable character. She spends the whole story stringing Garrett along, and she makes multiple references in the book that she knows Garrett likes her, and she knows that she should tell him she doesn't see him that way, but she doesn't. She leads him to believe that there could be a potential relationship. I didn't like that. If you like Simon Versus at all, don't read this book. Just leave it as a standalone because Becky Albertalli goes through and destroys everything about the characters, the storyline from Simon Versus. I didn't even recognize the characters. I was reading Abby, Leah, Nick, Simon, but I didn't even recognize the characters. I was like, are these new people? Where where are my beloved characters? She totally slaughtered Nick's personality. She made Nick out to be the bad guy so that you could not feel guilty if you had any, like, not guilty, so that Leah couldn't feel guilty and you wouldn't feel as bad if you ship the particular pairing that happens in this book. When I felt Nick was justified in how he felt. Like, imagine if you had a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a significant other, and you've been going with them for like a year or so, and they dump you, and it's someone you're extremely in love with. Of course, you're going to have a hard time dealing with that. So I just felt, I was like, why would you slaughter Nick's character? I felt so bad for him, and it angered me more by the pairing that happened in here. And so it had a reverse effect of what I felt like Becky was trying to do. Also, this really read like a fan fiction. I've been hearing a lot of people say that, and I totally agree. I felt like she was pandering to people who wanted this ship to happen. I feel like she went online and saw a whole bunch of people being like, did you see when their eyes locked in Simon versus and they smiled at each other? There's something there. I know it. And instead of giving us the sequel that we wanted, which was just Simon and Bram's relationship, Becky was like, oh, they want this couple. Let me do it. I mean, her dedication even says to the people who knew that something was happening before even I did. So I feel just like she was pandering to them, and I hate it. This is personal, but that's what opinions are when you're reading a book. But I'm very into loyalty, and there is a code, at least that I go by. You don't date friends, exes, and stuff like that. That never ends well. It never ends well. And so once I saw what the pairing was going to be in this book, I was upset. I wanted to chuck the book across the room. And that's another thing that upset me about it, is that we never got a confrontation. Like, at the end, the pairing happens and everybody knows about it, and we never get a confrontation from her friend whose ex-girlfriend she fell in love with. And the ending wrapped up really quick. It wasn't satisfying at all. I just felt like she was given a certain number of pages she could write, and she had gotten to that point, and she was just like, let me just put a bow on it and wrap it up and make it seem sweet. But this book, I think I'm so bitter about this book because I had such high hopes for this book, and it failed. It's just like that Tyra Banks meme where they're like, I was rooting for you. Like, that's how I feel about this book. Like, the lack of plot, the lack of character development, um, like nothing, nothing, nothing was good in this book except for the first. I would say maybe the first 100 pages. You could go to a Barnes and Nobles and skim through that, because I think that's where Simon and Bram's scenes are that are so cute, and it made it that much painful for me that we were never getting a sequel that we wanted, just a direct sequel to this book, because the moments in here were so precious between them. No, I hate you. Every time I see this cover, this is like going around everywhere now, and every time I see this cover, I just feel with anger all over again. I wouldn't recommend, like I said, I would not recommend this book if you loved Simon Versus as much as I did, because it totally destroys the characters, the storyline that happened there. Um, Nothing happens. This book is, and I don't even know why I thought I would like it, because I don't like Leah. Leah's a jerk. And she justifies a lot of her behaviors by the fact that her dad's not around, that he completely abandoned her. But her mom's there, and her mom tries so many times and so hard in this book to connect with Leah, and Leah just walks around with a chip on her shoulder, and it's like, why, girl? Why? I don't understand. Because I could see if she didn't have parents at all, but her mother tries so hard to connect with Leah, and I think honestly Leah doesn't have like that good of a relationship with her mom because her mom is skinny, and it was kind of the same behavior that we had in Simon versus how she originally couldn't stand Leah, and she always made comments on how Leah was skinny and perfect. I think that's why she doesn't get along with her mother. Leah is also a hypocrite, okay, because in on page 179 of Simon verses, there is the scene where Leah confronts Simon because she found out that had Simon had told Abby first that he was gay, and she goes into this like being angry and hurt at the fact that he didn't tell her first. But then, right in this very book, she goes and tells Leah that she's bisexual first, doesn't tell Simon. Simon has to find out when he sees her kissing a girl in this book. And it's just, and when the first time I saw it, I was just like, really? Really? I was like, weren't you the same person that was like not speaking to Simon, got upset, like left your friend group because he told Abby that he was gay and not you, and then you turn around and tell Abby that you're bi and you don't tell him? I was like, and I know a lot of people are going to like brush over things in this book because Leah is a bisexual main character, and that is not something that we see a lot or enough in like books in general. But just because somebody is bisexual or LGBTQIA plus, does not mean I'm going to allow them, or I'm not going to comment on the fact when they do shitty things. And that's what Leah was pretty much shitty throughout this whole book. I'm ranting. I tried to make it a review and I ended up ranting. So I'm going to get out of here, but that is my rant review. Why you should not read Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. I've seen better fan fiction if you want it, but I'm going to get out of here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to, you can follow me on all of my social medias. They are always linked in the description down below. And if you want to be notified when I upload new videos, then you have to click that subscribe button, and the bell button beside it is down here somewhere. And as always, until we meet again, thank all of my fingers. Bye.